Yeah. Mike looks like it's working. All right. So I got some pictures to prove two sons. And that's what they say when they see them. So Jesus is the son inside of God, and he goes up and down, up and down, up and down, all around, all the time, feeding us all, his angels and all of them. He's in charge of all of it. So when it says the righteous one, the son, comes with healing in his wings, and the Lord God is a shield and a sun and a shield, however you want to say it. So I'm going to show some pictures here. So let's go to the first one. Two sons. Pretty much one's a little bit smaller. I believe that's God and that's Jesus. Says it. He's at the right hand of the throne. In Enoch, it says the fire that's in the midst of the Father's throne. Who went to the Father's throne? Jesus Christ. What's the fire? What we're going through. So I wanted to give a little clip on the pictures today. There's another guy. He gets the Nibiru. See? There it is. The yellow one. Same one I get. This guy gets the same thing. See it? And that's its reflection. See? And there's its reflection. Same thing I get. On the opposite side, though. So, the two sons, right? That's why I'm showing pictures. People go, oh, God ain't two son. God ain't the son. Another one, two sons. One's a little bit smaller. It's not Nibiru, not Planet X. There's no such thing in the Bible. So, the two sons. He is a sun. He lightens the whole world spiritually and physically. Tells you in the Bible over and over and over who the son is. He. And on his return, he shall not give his light. Why is it called he? I mean, he doesn't take a rocket scientist. Look at that one. The two sons. I have imputable evidence, and I don't need to show that. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to show you guys the destroyer is coming. And I saw it with my own eyes, the destroyer angel, a couple times, and so did my friend Mark on the same day in the same city. You want to see what righteous indignation of God looks like? With fire coming out of his nostrils, like it says. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, you can hear me. This is an extravagant picture, one of a kind, and there's two faces in it as well. And it shows you what the Spirit of God looks like. It's a light source. And this is when he's angry, he hides himself in the clouds. And he manifests through the clouds, just like the Bible said. So let's go there before I show you this unique and wonderful picture. Anybody saying that God is not angry, this is what, when he's angry, called angry indignation, and it explains it to the T of this picture. Okay. Everything I have is all backed up by the Lord God. Pictures, pictures, visions, dreams speaking to me. So I don't do this to sit here and claim that I'm the only one that gets provocative word, because I get a lot of that lately. And my body's going through something it's never gone through before. Hmm. Is it your body an animal, and your animal will tell you something is wrong? My body tells me something is wrong. Okay, so let's get the scripture of his what his anger and his indignation looks like, and then I'm gonna what it sounds like, and then I'm gonna show you a picture, and it's a replica of the Bible. And God had me find it one day, and I was blown away. Also, I want to go to the picture of a Godhead that I have. I also have pictures of a two-faced guy, of evil stuff, and they're dark. They're not light. They're dark. So when God's evil indignation comes and fire comes out of his nostrils, KJV. That's not what I'm looking for. God's wrath and fire breathing out of his God's wrath, indignation, and in anger and fire that comes out of his nostrils, KJV. It's a few times. Okay, so we're going to go to this one. Behold, the name of the Lord cometh from far, burning with his anger, and burden thereof is heavy. His lips are full of indignation, and his tongue is a devouring fire. That's not the one I'm looking for. There's a lot about it. There's a lot about it. I'm looking for a specific one. So let me show you the picture of what indignation of God looks like, with fire coming out, either his tongue or his nostrils. And there's two faces in there. See? One face, my finger's right on. Perfect face. Two face of a bear, a beast. It has two faces in it. And there's what comes out of his nostrils. Let me try it again. The fire that comes out of God's nostrils in indignation. KJV.
According to BibleRef.com, Psalm chapter 18, verse 8, KJV, there went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it.
And there's his light. That's a significant picture, man. I've never seen a cloud like that one. That's God in that cloud manifesting stuff for people to see in his nostrils. 2, I'll show you where it splits. Oh, why did I do that? It's hard to get because I have to blow it up while we're looking at it. I can blow it up now. Oh, I did it again. That's so cool looking, man. There's where the two. Why do I keep doing that? Sorry, guys. See? There's where they break apart in the middle of them. The two nostrils. Okay. Yeah, that's one of my most significant pictures. Let's go back. No, this is a picture day. I'm going to show you what the sky. Oh, get out of here. One day when I took a picture of the sky. So they say this is beautiful and they don't even know what it is. And that is the destroyer. See? It's red roundabout. God's light is white. Anything dark red is Satan's colors. He's a dark angel. God's a light angel. There it is. It's not a planet. It's the destroyer. So, and people will see it with their I've seen it with my eyes more than once, and my friend on the same day saw it in the same city as me. Mark Kovics, Jesus, on here. He's my best friend. I talk about him a lot. Okay. And it's red because it gives the iron oxide too. That's what the destroyer has a lot of. Iron oxide. And I took a video of that same thing and the whole sky was red. These aren't things that happened 10 years ago, ever in anybody's life. You can't see those signs. Uh, I'm just looking for more. I have pictures of the destroyer, and there it is. This is one I wanted to show you guys. The four horsemen of the apocalypse. Straight out. And some people don't even believe they've rodden yet. And look at how detailed they are. Look at how detailed they are, man. Like the other ones at the back fade out. So many signs, all proof right here. And final and last one, it's called the destroyer. Okay. Whoops. And I showed you a video of somebody else that had it, but didn't have it manifesting. Shiva, which is Apollyon, which this one manifests. The oh no, not this one. Is it this one? Well, I have quite a few, and you could see they're even blocking the sun. Okay, that one's the perfect. Okay, so it even has some sort of armor almost like looking. There it is. And there's a white one, which is a good one on the other side. And you can see it has a face of Shiva on it, which is Apollyon. The only picture in the world like that. And there's its reflection underneath it, that purple ball. And you can see the sunlight ray going right through the top of its head. And some people said I made this video and photoshopped it. I did not Photoshop nothing. I can barely run YouTube, let alone Photoshop. And there's the angel on the other side. It has its own aura about it. It has wings. See? You can see wings on it perfectly. Unless that's a cloud distorting, just a piece of a cloud distorting behind it, which that's what it looks like. I can't quite see. No, that's wings. Okay, because it's moving. So I watched them and I took several pictures and I watched them, The War in Heaven, in a small video, and I moved it fast like this and you could see them. You could see all these things moving around each other, and certain ones were disappearing and certain ones were coming in, and I should have kept it, but I can barely get to my pictures anymore because my wife has whacked it up. So let me full size that for you. Shiva Apollyon, the destroyer. Its nose and its mouth, even its two eye holes and ear holes and nose holes. You can't really see them here. This picture was, I have a better one actually, that if you take it into the dark, you can see nose holes. That's a statue that people with the turban around it that people buy all the time. The destroyer. They're buying Baal statues. I know people that have them, and I don't judge them. I'm not here to do that. And here's one with it actually in the way of the sun, eclipsing part of the sun. Why is it doing? Okay, no, that's it. There it is. Eclipsing part of the sun. It looks like a finger. God's finger. I don't know. It's weird. It looks like a finger. Just an extended shadow and a bigger finger, doesn't it? Wow. A bigger finger fits in that. The hand of God moving, the sun and the moon. I don't know. I can't say that. I'm just, wow. It's a good picture. All right, so there's those ones. And I have videos, still videos of it and stuff like that. And I did a video, if you want to see, called The Destroyer. You can go back and watch a couple of them. So, and with the picture of God when he came on my birthday and ordained me and was there with the white light around about it and purple poured out on me on the road, which means high priest. I'm not a high priest, man. No. Maybe someday. Probably someday. And then I got the Star of Bethlehem, which we all know. And that's it for the pictures. So I'm going to grab a drink. And, and I just wanted to fly those by because I did 2 hour shows on them. Okay. So I'm not going to spend all the time going back over and remaking something that I already made, 2 hours, 3 or 4 times. So I sent those pictures to people and they were blown away. And people that saw them and the ones that I sent to them and video said that that is what I say it is. And well, that's what one of the things the Lord showed me. And there was a guy beside me when I took that picture that didn't even believe in God or demons. And he said, "There's a demon beside the sun." And I begged it and I said, "Wow." And then next year I talked to him again and I said, "Do you believe in God now?" He's like, "Oh, yeah." Do you know what I mean? So God uses things to save people, help save people. He shows people things. Them are blessed who haven't seen them, but that doesn't mean you're not going to see them. You might see them in your dreams. I have 7 times. Okay. And only once in the last year, this is a couple months ago, he showed me him giving my son a licking. And I was like, I'm going to kill that guy. And then I got close to him and it was Jesus and I hugged him because I knew what he was doing. He was putting my son through tribulations. Okay. Trying to raise him up. That's why whenever I get the chance to, when I talk to my son, I don't care. I talk about God. Okay. At least mention it with everybody. That's the first thing on my mind. Okay. And anybody, and that's 100%. And people go, well, that's not the. I've had people say to me, don't do that at the start. Don't just nail me with the Christian stuff off the start. Yeah, well, I'm not a person to talk about the world and nail people with the world stuff either. So I don't like the world or anything in it, but the people and the animals and the fruit. And you know what I'm saying? And the birds. You know what I mean? But as in the Roman system that's been running the bruised heel of Jesus, that's been from the start, that is getting ready to be removed. And I'm sure I can. Man, guys, I'm going through this sickness again this week. This is my third week. I get it like 2 or 3 times a day. And man, do I ever. I get hot and I feel like puking. I don't know if it's deliverance or something, but I've been going through some major deliverance and underneath my nose. Because I've even noticed my calmness. And I'm like, what, Rod? So you see, when people do things to you, it's made to happen to you to strengthen you. And you get deliverance if you accept what someone does evil to you and don't return it to you. And it happened to me. I got deliverance from pride, which is the most worst one of all of them. And uh, 70 to 80% of the Christians are going to fall due to pride. That's that's pretty high numbers. And I'm not saying who. People get all offended when I say that, but they're not hearing what Jesus is saying. And that's why I'm doing the Gospels here. We need to do these. And just like I said 6 or 5 months ago, I'm going to do them every 4, 5, 6 months. Okay? It's very important. The Gospels are the most important in the Bible, and I love them the most out of all the words of God. To me, the Gospels is sacred, right? Hold on, guys. So once again, I'm blessed again. I didn't think I'd get I thought what I had to do would take me 8 hours today, and yet I did double in six. And I shocked people. And that I put everything into my cleaning, just like I do what I do here. It's the only things that I put everything into. And my wife and you guys. I put everything. I laid my life down for God, Jesus, and all of it. And I give what I have left sparingly for my job. And I got to work some freaking hours this week, all right. Yeah, I got lots of hours to work. So, which is good. I'm blessed. I'm highly blessed and favored, and I don't deserve any of it. Okay. So, we're going to start out where we left off because I do the whole thing, right? So, we'll be doing this until it's all done. When you go into the Gospels, I don't want to go and teach anything else. I want to teach this, okay, because it's the most important. So, we're going to leave off into entering into a straight gate. You can only, when it says enter in a straight gate, for wide is a gate. Wide is that gate, but few will find it. The door is open to many, but few will find it. Wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. Sorry, I gotta go. I keep forgetting that. Wide is the gate to destruction, and skinny is the path to heaven. Small and narrow. Okay, which it'll get into. So if you just joined now, you missed some pictures of the destroyer, the four horsemen of the apocalypse I have, the two sons proving that God and Jesus are the two sons, and Jesus comes in and out of God, in and out of God's temple, back and forth to the moon, to the earth, up and forth, back and forth, doing jobs, going through portholes, just like it explains him, he going through portholes. It explains uh, Jesus as the Son many times in Enoch and many other books, including the Bible, tons of times. So, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few be there that find it. So, people get all mad at me and say, you think they're all going to die? I never condemned anybody to hell. I said, not many people are going to make it. Remnant. And here's another way he says it. This means remnant. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Okay? Same meaning. When I say few find it, I'm not saying, hey, buddy, you're not making it. You're going straight into the pit. No, because then I would. I'm not silly. I understand. I'm starting to understand a lot how God works and what he doesn't like and what he does like. You know what most? Why? Because I've pressured him in what he doesn't like and done it and some things many times and been punished for it from God. An arrow into my back. So beware of false prophets which come in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravaging wolves. You'll see them. You know why? Because if you're growing with them and they're still got something that they had at the beginning, then they're not growing. I can see a tree by how it grows and how it understands the Lord. And not many people understand the Bible. Hmm, not many. So just a remnant does. Remember, God made the Bible coded for his people. So if you can't read it spiritually, you're never going to understand or discern it. And I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody saying it's you that's not going to get that. No, I wish on everybody that listens here that they can hear the voice of Jesus. And I can, and I'm not bragging about it. It's a gift. I'm blessed. Many people want to see what I've seen and haven't. This is in the Bible. This is a couple pages further because this morning when I read my Bible, I am reading it before I teach it because that's what I do with this. I've read it so many times, listened to it so many times, 100 times. I taught it like 8 times, seven, eight, six, I don't know. And I don't really care how many times, and it doesn't matter. I love the Gospels. That's what I'm trying to say. So inwardly, they are ravaging wolves. God, I got people in that I planted seeds in that are trying to basically murder me in the spirit. And if they could physically and get away with it, they probably would, guys. And they're claiming to be Christians. And they got anger. The one said, I'm humble, and then started screaming at me. That's not humble. That's opposite of humble. You just sinned against your own self and the body of Christ. If they sin against Christ, they sin against the whole body. So you know them by their fruits. Mm. Well, I'm humble. You're pissing me off. They'll show you. You'll see the truth in them because they won't like the truth. They like the truth that they build. They become righteous themselves and build their own Bibles. I know these guys. I have lots of them around me. So even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, and an evil tree cannot bring forth good fruit. It brings evil fruit. I don't even have to read the rest of that. Okay? Because that's exactly, may not be, but that's exact same meaning. And God will start showing you these trees, but not to condemn them or say they're going to hell. That's also a test for you to see if you're going to condemn them. That's how God works. He's constantly testing you from the time you wake up to the time you wake up. So a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that, see how he's using a tree talking about us? People don't understand God's metaphorically using a tree as us, because what does a seed grow into? It's only common sense. A seed grows into a plant and a tree, and that is your process. You're a baby Christian, then you grow to a teen, and then you grow to adult. The same thing with your life, man. So people don't get that, and it's lagging a lot. So it's better to go and rewind anyway. So every tree bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down. Any tree that doesn't bring forth any fruit gets hewn down. He's not saying it here, but he says it. If you're not producing fruit, then he hews you down. That's one of the most important things to remember is planting seeds and producing fruit. That's what I'm doing right here. And I'm not doing it, the Lord's doing it through me. So every tree bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits you shall know them. Oh, it's not even a guess for me. Okay. And I'm not here to judge them. I have to take whatever they throw at me. It may be a sock that has a rock in it, but I'm getting shocking in my heart right now. I'll tell you guys. Anyways, it's like I've been getting shocked for a long time, and it's all good. So everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doth the will of my Father, and that's producing fruit. That's the will, giving fruit. What he gives to your tree to give you fruit. Remember, Jesus said, feed my sheep. So not everyone, sorry. Many will say to me in the day, Lord, Lord, haven't we prophesied in thy name? And haven't we cast out devils in thy name, done many wonderful works? Okay. You got to remember, this was in Jesus' day. It's not easy to cast out demons without you got to have the help of Jesus, and it's that person's got to be willing, and Jesus has to be willing to take it off of him, and that's an increasement. When you get an increasement from God, something usually comes off you when you get that. I already know that. I felt it come out of me in the weekend, and God put me into a deep sleep for 24 hours, guys. Like 24 hours. I slept for 24 hours. I may have woke up here and there to go to the washroom. And he put me in a sleep. And when I woke up, I was being shocked for another 3 days. And I'm still actually being shocked. So, okay, so 23. And I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye who work iniquity or lawless. I do believe one book says sin. Anyways, I don't know. So therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken unto him a wise man which built his house upon Jesus, a rock. And he is the rock. So, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and it beat on that house, and it fell not, because it was founded on a rock. And every one that hears these sayings of mine and doeth not them shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house in the sand and had no foundation on a rock. And when the water came in, like does to the sand, it took it away. So everyone that hear these sayings do not is like to a foolish man. He built his house upon the sand, and the rain descended on the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house, and it fell, and a great was the fall of it. That's what happened. That's what we're going through now. People built the house of God, but not on his rock, on their own rock. And they built their own God. We will be like gods. I got them all around me. as they're yelling and screaming, saying, "They're of God of you," 7 years later, when they did it 6 years ago to you, and they did it 4 years ago to you, and 5 years ago, and three. That's this guy turns on a drop on me. He doesn't do it to anybody else. Why? Because he wants to be the lead honcho and he wants to be the teacher. And yet he opens his Bible here, there. He doesn't read it from forward to back. He goes in and he reads a page or two, shuts it. I'm telling you, after 7 years. Anyway, I'm not judging it because who knows? Maybe he went through something because of this. And then maybe when I see him, he's going to say sorry. But I'm worried that he won't. And if he doesn't, then he hasn't repented because he did something to me. And you need to repent to the person you do it to because you're doing it to Jesus too. So, anyways, because we're the body, right? You're doing it to the Father, you're doing it to everybody. If you're a child of God, you don't want to be destroying people, especially one that's getting visions and dreams, and I don't even understand it. And gave him prophecy, and he saw it, guys. He's the one 2 or 3 times what I said exactly happened. And then he turned on me. He's the one that grew without a foundation because he truly doesn't fully follow. And that's not for me to say that he won't. I hope he does, and I'm praying he does. So therefore, wherever I hear the saying of mine and do it them, and okay, so in the rain descendeth, and everyone heareth these. Okay, so I'm just trying to find out where I was. So it came to pass when Jesus ended saying, the people were astonished at his doctrine. Nobody can do that, and that's like with mine. They're astonished, but they don't believe in it. Just because you're astonished means you're like, whoa, that's mind blowing. Is that true though? Doesn't mean you believe it. For he taught them as having authority and not as the scribes. And that's what I do. The Lord gives us authority. And without him, you might as well pack it up. So you're not going to hear nothing. So when he come down from the mountain, great multitudes followed him, and behold, there came a leper worshiping him, saying, Lord, if thou well canst make me clean. And Jesus put his hand and touched him, saying, I will be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. They touched him. We're not being healed like they were when Jesus was here. No virtue's being taken out of him today till he comes back. And that's what he showed me in my dream. When I leave this body and go into my glorified body, I touched the hue of his garment before. In between that somewhere, I don't know. Twice, the hem of his garment. So I'm going to jump off because I'm quite tired and I'm quite hungry. I just wanted to do uh, a short show now, and I'll be back on at 5 for another hour of this. So uh, I do my service 2 hours a day, and right now I just need food in me and a little bit of rest because I worked really hard. I did almost triple what one person could do, what I thought I could do today. So, and I look forward to when I'm done teaching or when I'm done working to come here and let the Lord teach us what's going on. I look forward to it because I learn from this too. He shows things to me and everybody else on this channel, and it's not me showing it. All the pictures he gave me, they came up on my phone, and I took some of them. Most of them I took. But I just finished picking up some that someone else had. Same thing. Uh, I've seen many different people have them. So the destroyer's been to me shown 8 times in 8 dreams, along with other things in the dreams. One of a significance: no rapture, the destroyer, angels taking me up, and the wedding supper of the Lamb, and that Jesus has my back. It's crazy. So I've been blessed. God bless you guys, and I pray that you're blessed too, man. I'm not the only one here. It's not about me, guys. It's about sharing our testimony, which I read again in the Bible this morning, and of the testimony of God. That helps save you. That adds to your treasures in heaven. God bless you guys.